Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to be looking at yet another example of a member of a gaming studio sabotaging the success of the game due to their activism online. So here is the headline from Fandom Pulse. Perfect Dark level designer says gamers were a mistake. Attack them as racist pigs for opposing race swaps. Yes, this is a bold strategy we have seen many times this year, and it has backfired pretty much every single time. It is amazing how much goodwill can be destroyed by one employee sharing their activist type post on social media. Now, let's see who this individual is. He is Kobe Payne. He's worked for 2 years on Perfect Dark. He's the level designer at Crystal Dynamics. You can see their account here on Twitter, and of course they are creating the Perfect Dark remake. And yes, the Crimson Chin image you saw at the beginning of this video is actually from the trailer. Very stunning and brave. But with the help of that article, as well as the coverage here by Smash JT, we're going to look at some of these tweets that this individual has shared over the years that make it very clear that pretty much all gamers are not welcome to any product he is a part of. So let's begin with this tweet from 2021, where you can see this race swap of a character from God of War Ragnarok, where he says, the fact that it's 2021 and gamers still get mad over characters being black just boggles my mind. It's time to grow up, you racist pig. She looks stunning. Props all the devs who worked on her, yada, yada, yada. So he's obviously disguising what people are actually outraged about in this situation. It's not because this character is black, it's because they race swapped her, seemingly just for the purposes of more diversity. And this is a topic I want to spend some time talking about because the hypocrisy of people who share sentiments like this is very obvious. Whenever it comes to the race swapping of characters, they always support a white character getting race swapped, but they never support the inverse. And that is just hypocritical in the eyes of many people. And to prove that and give some examples of that happening in real time, let's look at some of the recent live action adaptations of various Disney films, beginning with this tweet from about a year and a half ago when it was announced that Sydney Agudong had been cast as Nani in the live action adaptation of Lilo and Stitch. And you can see the comparisons here, and people went crazy. Tweets like this with tens of thousands of likes, claiming that Disney in this casting choice is blatant colorism. Yes, besides the fact that this actress was born and raised in Hawaii, they're angry because she has pale skin. They think this is blatant colorism and something that should be condemned. However, recently we got the trailer for How to Train Your Dragon, which many people are considering how to DEI your dragon, because some hiring choices like this, where you can see the first look of the actress playing Astrid in the live action. And even if you're not familiar with these movies, I'm sure you're already a little bit confused as to why they chose this actress to play the role of a Viking. And if you look at a side-by-side comparison of the characters, it gets even more obvious that this is just another pointless race swap for the sake of diversity and trying to appeal to wokeness, which Disney has been doing time and time again. And yes, a lot of people had an issue with this and thought this was hypocritical because a lot of people came to the supports of that race swap of that character, and they also defended it by pointing out this tweet as well, where this person said, you won't see one person complaining that he isn't blonde, by the way, based on the comparison of these characters, live action versus in the fictional film. And you can see this got almost 250,000 likes on Twitter. A lot of support for this, basically making this red herring of an argument. I mean, first of all, there's a proposed note, and it's pointing out this reply, where there is somebody complaining that his hair is not blonde, and it has nearly 20,000 likes. But anyways, a lot of people are looking at the justification of the Astrid swap versus something like the one from Lilo and Stitch and saying that's hypocritical. If you're not okay with the first one, then you also should not be okay with the second one, or vice versa. You should support both. And yeah, people missing the point on this entirely. I don't think this is something that is too complicated, but the director would actually come out and make a statement on Instagram where someone said, I swear y'all have to let go of the Astrid is white, not black, okay? And it's not about the color, it's about the acting, plus a Latina, a person of color voiced her. So what are you gonna hate, or what are you gonna hate, the voice actress now? And you can see the director, Dean Du Bois here, responding saying, exactly, we auditioned many actors for the roles, including actors who looked like their animated counterparts, but we chose actors who best embolden the spirit and personality of the characters. Basically saying this is a merit hire for the live action film, and these people are trying to compare it to the hiring of voice actors, which is a terrible, terrible comparison. It's literally apples and oranges. I think it's pretty well understood that when you're hiring and casting for a live action adaptation, you want the characters to somewhat resemble the fictional characters they're based on, right? You want the actors to look somewhat similar. Isn't that like the whole point? And a lot of the race swaps seem completely unnecessary when it's coming to these live action films. On top of that, voice acting is a completely different topic, and I'm glad and also annoyed that this whole voice acting conversation has been reignited recently with tweets like this getting tens of thousands of likes, basically saying ProZD was right when he said that voice actors should be only hired for roles that match the color of their skin in real life. The character and the actor should be of the same race, which of course would backfire on him, and you would cry about this on Twitter when he lost a role playing a white character for this exact standard he set up for other people. But people are still unironically supporting this whole idea that your race of the voice actor has to match the character they're playing, which is ridiculous. And it's a shame because in its purest form, the voice acting scene is the most merit-based medium. It is the most fair playing field you'll ever find, because at the end of the day, it does not matter in any way, shape, or form what you look like or what your background is. All that matters is the quality of your voice and what you can deliver for a character. And that gives everyone an equal opportunity. But people on Twitter are so woke, they would rather discriminate and separate people based on the color of their skin and limits their opportunities. These sorts of mindsets, authentic casting is what it's called. It's literally taking opportunities away from minority voice actors. Imagine your favorite anime dub voice actor who, let's say, is a black man. Now he can't voice any anime characters, or probably the overwhelming majority, except for a few black characters that exist in that medium. No, you're taking away opportunities. It's so short-sighted and close-minded, they don't even realize what they're saying. And to compare the hiring of voice actors for How to Train Your Dragon versus the live action hiring process, I mean, again, apples and oranges, a completely unfair comparison. But there's one more source of hypocrisy with race swapping we should talk about, and that's arts. Primarily when it comes to anime characters. We just covered this recently. This artist got absolutely flamed for this Brazilian Miku art. It was a big trend where people were making Brazilian Miku, and people were angry because she is fair-skinned. Now, this, of course, is very ironic because there are a lot of fair-skinned Brazilians, but on top of that, the original piece of art that inspired this entire trend has Brazilian Miku with tan lines, inferring that she is naturally fair-skinned. But that didn't matter to anyone. They were just mad because they see a character with one shade less of melanin, and they get really, really angry and use that to justify attacking the artist. Now, of course, this is very hypocritical because they don't really support the inverse of what they're doing. They have an issue with something like this when they think a character is being whitewashed, but they don't have an issue with stuff like this where a character is being blackwashed, like these characters, where tweets like this have gotten tens of thousands of likes and a lot of support, but also a lot of backlash, including from some Japanese users with almost 400,000 likes saying, yo, I'm Japanese, stop making Asian characters black. We're not Disney characters. How relevant to this video? And of course, people couldn't accept any of this hypocrisy being pointed out where they're just trying to discredit this person's opinion, saying that they're not actually Japanese. But anyways, you can see all the various examples of hypocrisy when it comes to race swapping of characters across the board here. And it pretty much tracks that someone like this would try to confuse the point and ignore what likely would be their own hypocrisy if they saw the roles being reversed with this character or any other character that was getting whitewashed. For example, I think they would have steam coming out of their ears. They would not be saying props to the devs if that happened by this logical extension of their own argument here. But let's see the other tweets. A little bit of a segue there. But here's some more tweets from December 2023, where he said, if adding female protagonists to video games is all it takes to make the worst people you've ever met not want to play them, we should add female protagonists to every game. So it's already a very hostile statement towards potential customers, saying that you just want to create things to piss people off, which is literally how you destroy art, by the way. But yeah, they're trying to say that people get mad about female protagonists. No, people get mad when it makes no sense that a character is female, when it's clear it's just done for diversity and DEI related purposes. If there's a character that makes sense as a role and they're a female character, nobody cares. In fact, people will enjoy it, and that's a fact. But down here, he also says in response to this actor being harassed for the role as Abby, saying gamers were a mistake. He would have this whole breakdown about criticism of various posts made by Halo and Microsoft saying Happy Pride Month. He was upset that people are calling this pandering and what have you. And of course, I mean, it really is. These accounts do this the first day of Pride Month, and the second Pride Month is over, they change their color for profile pictures. They get rid of the celebratory banners. Everything goes back to normal. That just shows you it's all just pandering for the sake of pandering. But he had to say this about the critics, saying, seeing a lot of comments turned off for Pride Month posts. I wish all bigots to kindly F off and learn to love others for who they are. Gaming is for everyone. Everyone except the bigots. Interesting choice of words, saying bigots, right? So we'll see that language used once again in response to a tweet by XQC, where XQC was with Donald Trump, and he says, damn, sucks to see you supporting bigots. So this guy's the great unifier, right? Everyone just needs to learn to get along until they support politics that are different than yours, and now they're a bigot, including over half of America is now considered a bigot to Kobe, who also said bigots are not welcome in the gaming scene. So basically, all these people are now not invited to buy any of the games that he's a part of. I mean, it's a terrible strategy. It literally, again, just obliterates goodwill for everything he's associated with, whether it's the game he's working on or the studio he's working with. It is a terrible, terrible thing to post because it's just moronic activism that is shooting their own company in the foot. And again, with these people, when they say, oh, we hate bigots and Nazis and all these things, what are you so angry about that we hate them? Well, the problem is they say that everyone who disagrees with them is a bigot or a Nazi. And that's the issue. So they use that to justify mistreating people over basically political differences or differences of opinion and what have you. But yes, he would actually continue on with more tweets, projecting a straw man that doesn't exist, saying, when upset gamers see a woman as the main character in a video game, which is very interesting because I don't remember reactions like this when Stellar Blade came out. In fact, again, when there's characters that are well written and happen to be female and make sense for the story, people are fully embracing of that. So again, they're shadowboxing something that's not even happening for virtue signaling points on social media. But on top of that, he's one of those people saying he needs to leave this effing website, referring to X. And of course, these people never actually leave. And down here, he's referring to, I believe, Elon Musk as Elmo, saying he gave these bigots a platform to be their authentic self without any consequences, hiding behind AI pics and burner accounts so they can keep their day job and be racist online. Don't forget the misinformation being spread that the actual White House had to step in. And after some more virtue signaling and the attention he has gotten recently, Kobe has deactivated. They have finally left Twitter. I guess it took this extra push to finally get them to go away. And as always, the trash always takes itself out. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that is another example of people in gaming studios causing their company and the game they're working on a lot of headaches and bad will from gamers because of these pointless attacks that are nothing more than stupid activism that is honestly just laughably pathetic and extremely hypocritical when you really look at what they're saying across the board. And we saw that with some comparisons between the reactions to various race swaps throughout many different mediums. And yeah, that's really going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.